Welcome to this class. I'm so happy to do this once more. Last week we looked at addition and subtraction of numbers. We also looked at application of it by looking at word problems. We considered different scenarios where questions where we need to apply the skill of adding and subtracting numbers to solve that particular life situation. So today we want to move over to the next one, multiplication of numbers. By now, I believe that we should know our multiplication table at least from 2 to 9. 10 is simple, 11 is easy, 12 should also be easy. But if we don't know anything in multiplication table, we should at least by now know multiplication table from 2 to 9. So if we've not learned it, that is the first assignment. Okay? Because everything we are going to do in multiplication of whole and decimal numbers falls down or falls back to the multiplication table. If you don't know your 2 multiplication table, if you don't know your 8 multiplication table, if you don't know your 9 multiplication table, from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you don't know them, then there will be a problem. Okay? So, first assignment, master these multiplication tables 2 to 9. Now, one of the multiplication rules says that any number multiplied by 0 is 0 and any number multiplied by 1 is 1. Bear that in mind. So, having said that, let's solve some examples in multiplication. Okay? Alright, let's solve. Examples. Solve the following. Solve the following. Number 1. Here we have 43 times by 9. Okay? We are going to look at 2 to 5 digit numbers multiplied by 1, 2, and even 3 digit numbers. Okay? So you can see that the example number 1 is 2 digit by 1 digit multiplication. Because this is a 2 digit number and this is a 1 digit number multiplied. Alright? So let's solve. Solution. There are 2 ways we can learn multiplication. We can do this by expanded form, or we do this multiplication using the standard form, that's using the exact form. So let's say in expanded form, in expanded form, 43 times 9 will become, what is the expanded form of 43? 40 plus 3 times 9. That's the expanded form of 43. So what does this thing now mean? This thing now means 40 times 9 plus 3 times 9. I see it. Okay, let's multiply. 9 times 0, 0. 9 times 4 is what? 36. Meaning 40 times by 9 is 360 plus 3 times 9 or 9 times 3 is what? 27. Now how do we now get our final answer? We add 360 and 27. 0 plus 7, 7. 2 plus 6 plus 2, 8. There's no number here. So 3 plus 0, 3. Or we bring down 3. I see it. Now this is the use of expanded form of the numbers to carry out our multiplication. Or we can simply multiply using the standard method, which is this. Now let's go. 9 times 3 27. 27, right? So we write 7 and carry 2 here. 9 times 4, 36, plus 2, 38. Isolate. Therefore, we can say 43 times by 9 equal to 387. The same thing. Alright? So either ways. Okay, let's look at this. Example number 2. Let's say 663 times by 3. Now I'm going to be using this method because it's more straight to point. Solution. This becomes 663 times by 3. Alright? Let's multiply. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 6, 18. So you write 8 and carry 1. 3 times 6 again, 18. Plus 1 that we carried, 19. Therefore, 663 times by 3 will give us 1,989. Example number 3. Let's say we have times by 46. 578 times by 46. Let's solve. 578 times by 46. Watch the arrangement. Be mindful of the arrangement. Remember, I'm using my place values also in arrangement. So let's multiply. 6 times 8. 6 times 8 is what? 48. So we write 8 and carry 4. 6 times 7. 42 plus 4, 46. We write 6 and carry 4. Again. 6 times 5 is what? 30. 30 plus 4, 34. We write them now. Let's go. We now come to this part. So in this multiplication, this we multiply this, write our answer. If you multiply this, we write our answer under it. If you multiply this, we write our answer under it. Then comes this. We will now have 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is what? 32. Now we write under the number we are using to multiply. So we write 2 there and carry 3. Write under the number you are using to multiply. Please don't write the 2 here. If you put it here, you are failing. If you put it there, you will fail. Put it under the number you are using for the multiplication. 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is what? 28. 28 plus 3 is what? 31. So we have 1, carry 3. 4 times 5. Done this? Now 4 is now multiplying 5. 4 times 5. 20 plus 3. 23. 3, 2. Now what do we now do? After multiplying, we now add. We add. Bring down 8. 6 plus 2. 8. 4 plus 1. 5. 3 plus 3. 6. Bring down 2. So our answer becomes 22,588. Alright? Okay. Now a quick one. Let's look at when we want to multiply a number, multiplication by 10, 100, and 1,000. Now, these rules I am going to talk about includes it's applicable when you're multiplying numbers by 20, 40, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, even 200, 300, 400, 500, 1000, 2000, 3000. So it's applicable. So rules. Take this down. To multiply numbers, to multiply numbers, or let's say to multiply a given number, to multiply a given number by, okay, look how I arrange it, by 10, okay. So when we want to multiply a given number by 10, what we do is we simply add 0, just 1 0, just 1 0. Add 1 0 to the number. Okay? And multiply by 1, but let's just leave it like that. B, when you want to multiply by 100, you now add how many zeros? 2 zeros. Add 2 zeros to the number. C, when you now multiply by 1000, we add 3 zeros to the number. The same thing, when you multiply by 10,000, now notice 10,000 has 4 zeros. You add 4 zeros to the number. So let's look at this. Examples. A very quick one. Examples. Solve 145 times 10. Now, instead of arranging it like this or like this and multiplying to come, this simply becomes 45. The rule says add 1 0 to the number. So this 0 that is here, we bring it in front of 5 here. Times what? 1. Because this is 1. And this, anything times 1 is what? That thing. Are you seeing it? That's what the rule says. Number 2, if I have 4,342 times by 100, the rule for 100 says what? Take 2 zeros from this 100 and add to the number. So this will simply become 434,200 times what? 1. Because I'll simply take these 2 zeros and put at the back of these 2 numbers, or in the front of them. So our answer becomes what? 434,200. Okay? Just want to bring in this. Now, the same thing. Example 3. If we have something like 341 times by 1000, the rule says add 3 zeros to the number. So this simply becomes 341,000 times 1. And our answer becomes what? 341,000. Okay? Now, suppose we have this 462 times by 20, like I said. Remember, we take the 0 from 20, put in front of the number, and still multiply by 2. So, looking at this, this is 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So, what this thing helps us to do is, instead of doing 3 by 2-digit multiplication, we reduce it to 4 by 1-digit multiplication, which makes it more simple to do. So, this simply becomes 462, we add 0 times what? 2. I now notice that we can easily do our multiplication by 2. 2 times 0 is what? 0. Because any number multiplied by 0 is 0. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 6, 12. 2 carry 1. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, 9. You've got your answer. So 462 times 20 is 9,240. Okay? One more example, then we go. 5. Let's say I have 235 times by 600. What do? We take the 2 zeros, put in front of here, this number, and multiply by what? 6. So this becomes 23500 times 6. So 23,500 times by 6. We multiply and get our final answer. Now let's go. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 5, 30. 0 carry 3. 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. 1 carry 2. 6 times 2, 12 plus 2, 14. So 235 times by 600 give us 141,000. Alright? So that's the basic some rules for multiplying numbers that ends in zeros. Alright? Now let's look at multiplication of decimal numbers. Now, in multiplication of decimal numbers, please, when we are multiplying decimal numbers, treat it as whole numbers. The decimal point should be significant at the point or at the cost of multiplication. Then after multiplying, you now count the number of decimal values and add your point. Let's see what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, this thing I said is mostly applicable when you multiply a decimal number with a number that is more than 2 decimal, that is more than 2 digits. That is more than 1 digit, rather. Alright? So, okay, let me clean this. Let's look at this. Decimal multiplication. This is decimal multiplication. Number 1 equals solve 1. 2.5 times by 2. Solution. 2.5 times by 2. So what do we do? 2.5 times by 2. Remember I said, when multiplying this, please treat the decimal point as if it is significant, but it is actually significant. Okay? So what do? 2 times 5, 10, 0, carry 1. 2 times 2, 4, plus 1, 5. Now look at the decimal number. How many decimal places? How many decimal values in the decimal part? 1, right? So 1, I add So my answer becomes 5.0. Number 2. 34.41 times by 3. Solution. 34.41 times by 3. Remember, we are treating the decimal point as if it is not there, but it is there. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 4, 12. 2 carry 1. 3 times 4, 12 plus 1, 13. 3 carry 1. 3 times 3, 9 plus 1, 10. Now we come to the decimal number. How many decimal numbers are in the decimal value part? How many? 1, 2. So we come to our answer and we count. 1, 2. We put our points. So we count backwards. 1, 2. We count like this. The number of decimal places you count and put your decimal point. Number 3. 567.035 times by 7. The same thing. You notice that in this number we have how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3. The number of decimal values is called decimal places or decimal place. Solution. Point 0.035 times by 7. So the number of digits in the decimal value part of a decimal number is referred to as the decimal places of the decimal number. So since this decimal number has 1, 2, 3 digits on the decimal part, it has 3 decimal places. So let's multiply. 7 times 5, 35. 5 carry. 7 times 3, 21 plus 3, 24. 4 carry 2. 7 times 0, 0 plus 2, 2. 7 times 7, 49. 9 carry 4. 7 times 6, 42 plus 4, 46. 6 carry 4. 7 times 5, 35 plus 4, 39. 39. How many decimal values? 1, 2, 3. We come here, we count back. 1, 2, 3. We put our decimal point. Are we following? Yes. Want to clean here? Number 4. 289 pounds. 432, 430 and 28. Now you notice that I'm using more than one number to multiply. Now let's go. Let's see. Solution. 749, 89 times 430 times by 28. Remember, I said, ignore the decimal point. Multiply as though you were multiplying when we are doing 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. After multiplication, you add to get your final answer, right? Now, in this, after multiplication, you add. And then in your answer, you now count the number of decimal places and count the numbers and put your decimal point. Okay, let's solve this. 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 3 is what? 24. 4 carry 2. 8 times 4, 32, plus 2, 34. 4 carry 3. 8 times 9, 72, plus 3, 75. 5 carry 7. 8 times 8, 64, plus 7, 71, right? 71. 8 times 8, 64, plus 7, 71. 1 carry 7. 8 times 7, 56. 56 plus 7, 63. 3, 6. Okay? Now, we are done multiplying by 8. We now multiply by 2. If you watch, you notice that I've not talked about the decimal point. I've not talked about the decimal point. Like I said, ignore the decimal point till you are done with everything. Let's go. 2 times 0. 0. Remember, you write it under where you are multiplying, not here. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 9, 18. 8, carry 1. 2 times 8, 16. Plus 1, 17. 7, carry 1. 2 times 7, 14. Plus 1, 15. We add. We add. Bring down 0. 4 plus 0, 4. 4 plus 6, 10. 0 carry 1. 5 plus 8, 13. 13 plus 1, 14. 4 carry 1. 1 plus 8, 9. Plus 1, 10. 0 carry 1. 3 plus 7, 10. Plus 1, 11. 1 carry 1. 6 plus 5, 11. Plus 1, 12. 2 carry 1. 1 plus 1, 2. We are done adding, right? Now we fix our decimal points. How many decimal places are here? 1, 2, 3. We come to our answer and count from here backward. 1, 2, 3. We put our decimal point here, and that becomes our answer. Therefore, 789.430 times by 28 will give us 22,104.040. That is how to multiply decimal numbers by whole numbers actually. There is another part of decimal numbers that is multiplying decimal numbers by decimal numbers. But I'm not going into that now so that this class will not be too long. Something like we have 2.2 times by 3.4. When we have something like this, we still multiply them as whole number, then we count the number of decimal places. And the number of decimal places here is what? 1, 2. We still count at 1, 2, and put our decimal point. Alright? Good. Having said that, this brings us to the end of this class. Alright? As usual, I'll be forwarding some questions you will solve for me. Alright? So see you in the live class. Come next time. Bye. And watch the videos, watch the videos, watch the videos. Anything you don't understand, when we see on our live class, we talk about it. Okay? Bye.